Two wonderful presentation. My question is to Stanley, and actually I'll be a bit mean. I couldn't find anything new in the new paradigms you were saying. Probably they're the all inherited problems that Africa has suffered, and we're all saying the same thing about better access to education and to health care and more job opportunities. I couldn't really figure out in your presentation what was new. And my second part of the question was changing the name of poverty from poverty to support need. I mean, what influence will that have? I've heard the developing countries being called less developed countries, developing countries, and then low-income countries. At the end, they are poor countries, no matter what the name is. So I would like you to explain to me more what unexpected thing did you find in your research? What was unexpected and you came up with?
Thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot. Research about, it could be an entirely new discoveries. It could be a slightly existing, you're modernizing existing. So this is a research about existing problem. So what is new here is a new methodology. The paper is submitted, so when it's published, you'll see. The methodology I use has not been adopted before. I use a mixed methodology approach, which is a conceptual framework. Because of time factor, we couldn't get into that. The model is there. Mixed methodology approach, combining qualitative methodology, that is interviewing young people, not policymakers, in the quantitative. So that survey data, evidence that's raised from there is fresh from young people aged between 18 and 24. That is new. If you look at all the papers, that is new. Then that is coupled with discussion group. Qualitative methodology was also used. Combining that. In the qualitative methodology, I use strategy conference methodology. Again, new, which means my approach, I interviewed young people separately from policymakers separately, plus community, rural communities, organizations separately. Scientific world, make a research, is new. The data that are obtained from this methodology are combined with the quantitative methodology in a debate forum, somewhere something like this was organized, in which the various harmonization of these ideas before these new solutions were derived. So if you look through my methodology, for the first time it has been used, because that's what scientific research is about. Otherwise, I've submitted my dissertation for my viva 3 weeks ago, and I was encouraged to publish it by my supervisor. So it's new. That is the established philosophical framework model that I've introduced. And one thing about scientific research, it doesn't have to be entirely new. It could be a modernization of an existing, and that is why we are there to make contribution to knowledge. So that is an addition. Thank you. And on top of that, I made my definition. It's my definition based on the evidence. So it's new. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You rehearsed your defense for the Viber. I think one of the questions might be from the external examiner. Okay, any other questions? Yes, raise.
Thanks both for the very nice presentation. This question for Osama is very passionate about it. You're very vibrant. You mentioned the value added inside Sudan and outside Sudan regarding the production of the gum, Arabic. Just if you can shed more light on it in terms of percentage, in terms of dollars. How much is it in Sudan, and when it goes out, how much value added to it.
Yeah, it's very subjective. It's going to be a subjective answer because in business, of course, the prices depend on the volume, and if it's 1 ton you're selling or 20 ton is different. But well, for sure there is add value, but I can say it's ranging from 25 to 200%. So yeah, on this range.
The question for Dr. Stanley is why did you specifically choose Abyssinia as a case study as opposed to other Nigerian states? The question for Dr. Osama Idris is in regards to the gum arabic. You showed us the beneficial and how it's used in the UK, but could you please let us know what are the impacts on the Sudanese economy as well? How is it used in Sudan? And what are the benefits in Sudan, if you have information on that? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Why I have chosen Bayelsa State, I mentioned that I happened to come and was born in Bayelsa, and I happened to come from there. As I said before, that was not the prime motivation, because the research was about young people. Bayelsa, PhD research, most research, if you have to make sure your chosen area is narrow and there's a gap. So that also influenced me. And finally, probably, I was motivated by, as I said, Bayelsa is one of the leading oil-producing country and the least developed. It was only, Nigeria is 160 years old and 60 years old. Bayelsa was created only in 1996. Political science is deprived. So all these were founding. Young people from there have fought, government failed, costing life. We're passionate about, so we're finding alternative method of tackling problem. That's why. Thank you.
Yes, I mentioned on the presentation the gum arabic provide steady income to the farmers. But also I mentioned the price has to be paid at a fair level, because still we feel the price paid to the farmer is not fair. And that's why there is always a risk of the farmer tapping the gum acacia trees to go to the other activities. So first thing, I mentioned Pepsi Cola, Coca-Cola, one of the giant gum users. They have social responsibility to pay back, which we feel they have more responsibility to contribute to farmer. Also, within Sudan, we feel the gum goes through the long chain of brokers and traders, and where they take more of the cake, or most of the cake, just left remaining, or peanuts for the farmers. So yes, it's the income, is providing income, but because the farmer, they not only depends on the gum arabic income, they also do the other crops besides the gum arabic. So there is it depends on the policy, government policy, if it's going to intervene, or there is always a debate about this. That's why there is a lot of gum smuggles to Chad and some Ethiopia, because they get more reward for the gum than in Sudan. And we always asking this question. If they are going to other countries to sell the gum, why they don't get the same payment or the reward in the Sudan? So yes, there is an income, but it's not good enough to sustain these families, because they work hard for it, but I don't think they're being treated fairly.
I think, yes, I have a question. Yes, maybe, yes. I have a question regarding, you just talk about debatable definitions for poverty, in fact, in terms of monetary scale. Isn't the definition that you provided another vague definition that is stated as support need? That is, maybe you find 100% of the population in support need. So that means that you are going to disguise the group who are in real need. In fact, disguise the poor people, and then their problem might be multiplied in this case. So definition may be problematic in this case as well. The question goes to you, Dr. Osama. You talked about just the gum Arabic is produced along strip from West Africa up to East Africa. That's right, long strip. What is it special about the one that produced in Sudan, such that the Americans have exempted Sudan gum Arabic from sanctions? Why? They could just use production from other countries. Why? What is special about Sudan being exempted?
No, being exempted because Sudan or that belt in Africa, this is the only area in the world where gum Arabic produced. Gum Arabic is not produced in South America or all these similar sort of weather.
Why not just take the gum from other countries, not Sudan?
They already take gum from Chad. The Sudanese gum Arabic is famous of the high quality, especially the Senegal gum. Yeah, the Talha gum, there is a good quality of Talha gum produced by the Nigerian and the Chadian. But the Acacia Senegal gum, I mentioned in my presentation, sometimes they call Acacia Senegal Kordofan gum. Why they call it Kordofan? Because this is the gold standard of the quality of the gum. If somebody want to promote his gum, it's very common to say it's Kordofan quality. So it's famous of the best quality. I think also not just only the species and the people from Kordofan, they've been doing business for a long time. Even in east of Sudan, the tappers come from the west to the east to tap the trees. And also the way they dry the gum, they are more expert. Sometimes I get gum from Nigeria, I feel it's very high viscous. It's not had enough dry time to reduce the viscosity, because some hydrogen bonding has an effect of the viscosity of the gum. So to summarize, the gum from Sudan, especially Acacia Senegal gum, consider one of the best high emulsifying quality gum. You should be proud.
Yeah, thank you. Of course, the definition was based on, that's the significance of it, based on the evidence gathered from young people and policymakers and rural communities. The difference is that poverty line versus support need is universal. The terminology, this is new. It's a new peer research which is now being tested in the publications, debates. So I believe in due course, United Nations or the relevant authorities will look at the need to review the policy definition, because already the existing one is debatable. And there are a lot of billions of people in poverty all over the world. So the support need measurement is there to test versus the poverty line. There are support need, people in support in the Western world as well as in the developing world. I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you very much. For that research. Thank you very much indeed. let's thank the presenters the usual way.
Going to come down, we take the picture. Dr. Osama, thank you very much. It's been but you forget to bring free nice samples.
Oh, next time.
The sweets and all that stuff. Okay, let me wait for the picture.
This way.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Dr. Stanley.
Thank you very much for making the efforts. Really appreciate it to learn lessons learned from Nagui. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.